The phone hummed, a low, insistent vibration against the worn wood of the table. It was the kind of phone that didn't display numbers, didn't store contacts, just a direct line to whoever knew the number.
Speaking.
The voice on the other end was clipped, professional.
Double Deuce, I presume. I have an intriguing proposition. 5 million reasons for you to be interested.
He narrowed his eyes, the mention of money piquing his interest. 5 million was enough to make even a ghost consider materializing.
I'm listening.
The voice continued, a hint of amusement in its tone.
It's about time someone relieved His Majesty of some unnecessary weight. The Crown Jewels, to be precise, or rather a rather delicious replica.
He leaned back, intrigued. A replica? That was new and intriguing.
Chocolate?
A dry chuckle echoed from the other end.
Hershey's Kisses, to be exact, a confectionery king's ransom.
The line went dead. Double Deuce hung up slowly, a slow smile spreading across his face. This was either madness or brilliance. Either way, it was right up his alley. Double Deuce, they called him, a phantom, a whisper in the dark. He was a master of disguise, blending seamlessly into any environment. Some called him a myth, a legend whispered in hushed tones in smoky back rooms. But to those who moved in certain circles, he was very real, and very, very good. His real name, his history, these were things known only to him. He was a ghost, his past erased like chalk on a blackboard. He lived in the present, his only loyalty to the job and the thrill of the impossible. This latest job, however, had a different flavor. Hershey's Kisses? It was absurd, ludicrous, and yet oddly compelling. The sheer audacity of it appealed to his sense of humor. And a man had to eat, even if his diet consisted of adrenaline and danger. He began to make his preparations. Fake passports, travel documents, a new face to wear for this particular play. He moved with the practiced ease of a man who had disappeared countless times before, his movements as silent and deadly as a viper in the grass. The game was afoot, and Double Deuce was already one step ahead. Miles away, in the heart of London, a different kind of game was unfolding. Inside the concrete monolith that housed MI6, alarms blinked, red lights pulsed, and a sense of urgency filled the air.
What do you mean, Hershey's Kisses?
The speaker, a stern-faced woman with steel-gray hair, glared at the young agent across the table.
That's what our intel suggests, ma'am. The target is a replica of the Crown Jewels, constructed entirely out of Hershey's Kisses. It's a promotional piece for the King's birthday celebration.
The woman, Agent Parker, pinched the bridge of her nose. This was absurd. Utterly absurd. And yet, the intelligence was clear. Someone was planning to steal the chocolate crown jewels. And the name Double Deuce had come up in connection with the plot.
Double Deuce.
She muttered under her breath, a chill running down her spine. The man was a ghost story, a myth that had haunted her career for years. She had never once caught a whiff of him, let alone a solid lead. Until now.
Get me everything we have on Double Deuce, and alert our contacts at Buckingham Palace. The king may love his chocolate, but I doubt he'll find this amusing.
The London air was thick with the smell of rain and diesel as Double Deuce stepped off the train. He blended seamlessly into the crowd, another face in the sea of humanity.
I had arrived several days before the planned heist, my movements as meticulous and well-timed as ever.
His temporary residence was a nondescript bed and breakfast in Bloomsbury, run by an elderly couple who were more interested in their collection of teacups than in the comings and goings of their guests. It was the perfect cover, a place to disappear into the background noise of the city.
My first order of business was reconnaissance. I spent my days mapping out the layout of Buckingham Palace, studying the security protocols, and identifying potential vulnerabilities.
He moved like a shadow, his presence unnoticed, his observations keen and unwavering. The replica crown jewels were to be displayed in the palace gardens as part of a grand public celebration for King Charles III's birthday. It was a logistical nightmare, a security headache, and for Double Deuce, a golden opportunity. The local pub, the Drunken Fox, was buzzing with activity. It was the day before the king's birthday, and the atmosphere was electric. Flags fluttered from every lamppost, bunting adorned the streets, and the air was filled with a mixture of anticipation and the yeasty aroma of ale.
I sat in a shadowy corner, nursing a pint of bitter and observing the scene.
A television mounted on the wall blared the latest news, the volume turned up to combat the din of the pub.
And in other news, the newsreader chirped, To celebrate His Majesty's birthday, pubs across the country will be offering a free pint of beer to all patrons tomorrow. That's right, a royal pint on the king.
A cheer erupted from the pub patrons, their pints raised in a toast. Double Deuce allowed himself a small smile. The free beer was an unexpected bonus, a stroke of luck that would work in his favor. The crowds would be out in full force, their attention focused on celebration and cheap booze. It was the perfect distraction. The air hung heavy with the scent of chocolate. Inside the Hershey factory, a team worked tirelessly. Their mission to craft a replica of the Crown Jewels. But these weren't diamonds and rubies. These were crafted from pure Hershey's Kisses, a gift fit for a king. King Charles III, to be precise. His birthday was fast approaching. The replica, a symbol of Anglo-American camaraderie, a masterpiece of confectionery art.
The package is in position.
On the other end, a figure shrouded in shadow listened intently.
Good, $5 million once it's done.
The line went dead. Heathrow Airport bustled with the usual chaos. Among the arriving passengers, a man walked with purpose, his face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat, his attire nondescript. Yet an aura of quiet danger clung to him. This was Double Deuce, master thief. His legend preceded him like a whispered threat.
The jewels will be on display in the throne room. Our window is limited. We strike during the king's speech.
The plan was intricate, daring, a symphony of precision and timing.
Section 5, A King's Birthday.
Peter Oxley, veteran Fox News correspondent, adjusted his tie. King Charles III, resplendent in his ceremonial garb, he reported, is expected to address the nation shortly. The excitement was palpable. The world watched as the king, flanked by dignitaries, made his way to the balcony. The Crown Jewels replica, shimmering under the bright lights, took center stage.
Section 6, Whispers of Conspiracy.
Deep within the bowels of MI6 headquarters, alarm bells rang. Intelligence reports hinted at a possible threat to the replica. Double Deuce is in London, Agent Davies confirmed, his voice tight with apprehension. We believe he's targeting the jewels. MI6 scrambled into action. Their mission to protect the replica at all costs. The stakes had never been higher. Section 7. The walls close and Double Deuce, disguised as a caterer, infiltrated the palace. His movements, a study in calculated nonchalance. He slipped past security checkpoints. Each step brought him closer to his target. Unbeknownst to him, MI6 was closing in. Their agents, eyes peeled, searched for the ghost they knew only as Double Deuce. The air crackled with tension. Section 8, Smoke and Mirrors. As the king began his speech, a distraction. A minor electrical fire, expertly orchestrated. Smoke billowed, causing confusion and panic. In the ensuing chaos, Double Deuce made his move. He slipped into the throne room, a wraith moving through the shadows. MI6 agents, their senses on high alert, rushed towards the commotion. But they were one step behind. Section 9, The Getaway. Double Deuce reappeared, the replica safely tucked away. He melted into the throng of evacuees. His team, their roles flawlessly executed, created diversions. MI6, their attention split, found themselves outmaneuvered. Double Deuce vanished into the London night. He was a phantom, leaving no trace. Section 10, A Sticky Situation. Back at the warehouse, Double Deuce opened the case containing the replica. His lips curled into a smile, but something was wrong. The replica was melting. The heat from the fire, an unforeseen consequence. Instead of a majestic chocolate crown, a puddle of gooey mess.
Section 11, Triumphant Chocolate. Double Deuce stared at the melted chocolate. His smile widened. He hadn't just stolen a replica, he had stolen the real Crown Jewels. The chocolate was a clever fake, a distraction within a distraction. MI6, focused on the wrong prize, had been brilliantly deceived. Double Deuce had pulled off the impossible. He had disappeared with the Crown Jewels.